So me being the average 18-year-old US citizen, I did my due diligence and went to go watch the new Doctor Strange movie a few months ago. Now, before going to see this movie, I was like, alright, Phase 4 of Marvel has been a complete train wreck. Like, what have we actually gotten to watch so far? Marvel's just been shoving these things in our face that they call movies, and they've kind of been just complete trash. Except for this one. I like you. You're good. You're good. You're a good movie. I didn't go see Eternals, and I didn't go see Black Widow because I actually wanted to save my money and go spend it on a $5 biggie bag at Wendy's or something. We look back to stuff like Phase 1, 2, and 3 of Marvel, and you can always tell that there's some sort of overarching storyline. Well, I don't know about in this movie, but it's still a good movie. And then we have Phase 4 of Marvel. Now, Phase 4 of Marvel, understandably, has had like a tough time kind of bouncing back from Avengers Endgame because that was just such a big pinnacle moment in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So yeah, to anybody with a brain, it's not really a secret that Marvel looks like they have absolutely no idea what's even happening with the next few movies. But Doctor Strange was a character that was in a previous phase of Marvel, and so he's a character kind of like Thor, like Spider-Man, who's a past character who's coming into this new phase of characters. And you're like, hey man, Doctor Strange 1 was actually a pretty good movie, like amazing looking CGI, like the visuals in this movie are crazy, like these are cool. These are the kinds of things you would see in the Kid Cudi edits in 2018. So that's already getting me pretty excited about the new Doctor Strange, because in all the movies he's been in, he's always had to save people. He's always been like a pretty pinnacle character of all these movies, like Avengers, Thor Ragnarok. Like he's been in pretty much everything so far. And so we're excited to see what development is he going to have, what's going to happen in his solo movie. And you want to know what happened in his solo movie? His second solo movie, I guess I should add. Well, he really didn't get much character development. He wasn't also the main character of his own movie, like not at all. He wasn't even nearly the main focus of his own movie. He got a bit of a power nerf. We introduced some new characters. That were pretty much just Disney saying how much they love gay people, and what even happened to this person in the movie? And who is this? It's not always uncommon to not have the main character be the main focus of your movie. For example, in a movie like Shang-Chi, there's a lot of focus on, even in the early parts of the movie, like stuff like his dad, his mom, his sister. There's a lot of focus on tons of other characters, but at the end, you always know Shang-Chi is like the main character of this movie. In the Batman, I mean, of course the Batman, like Bruce Wayne is the main character of this movie, but it doesn't mean you can't have people that occasionally steal the show, like the Riddler, Jim Gordon, and Catwoman. You always have these characters that are acting as side characters but never getting too big for their britches, like they're always the side characters still. So explain to me then how in a movie like Doctor Strange, where you have a pretty big Marvel character at the time, just get completely outshined and thrown to the side by this random girl. So random girl here, or otherwise known as America Chavez, has an ability to hop between multiverses. So this movie is all about the multiverse, if you didn't think there could be any more multiversal content in today's media market. But America Chavez isn't even the main character in this movie. It's literally just Wanda. Like, she is the main character. And for everyone who said you have to go see WandaVision, you literally don't have to see WandaVision to watch Doctor Strange. It's pretty understandable. You can just say, Wanda turned bad, she's a villain now. Okay, got it. But she's literally the main character of this movie. Like, Doctor Strange doesn't really do much. Normally, you'd think from some sort of person who's this high of a power level in his own universe is going to have a pretty big impact. In 5 minutes into the movie, he's fighting this creature from wherever. He's pretty much getting clapped by this thing. Like, I understand they're like, oh my gosh, the Avengers are going into action. It's Doctor Strange. And he's getting clapped by this, like, multiversal monster. Like, it's just running and having its way with the city, and he's doing nothing. Like, he's just lassoing it like he's from the 1880s Wild West TV shows or something. Like he's Paul Revere. Paul Revere just sounds like an old name. I know he's the guy who, said the redcoats are coming, but he just sounds like a guy who would just carry a lasso on him. He was literally going head to head with the biggest villain we've ever seen in the MCU. and you can barely beat this guy. Like, what did you eat during this wedding? How many drinks did you have that you're like actually fighting this poorly? Okay, so all that aside, and Doctor Strange being like kind of just mega nerfed in his movie, we get to some actual stuff. This is the CGI. The CGI in this movie is clearly a step down. In the first movie, we got a lot of cool, beautiful visuals, and I think there's a very cool scene in this movie. It's when they're kind of like traveling through all the different multiverses. But my one complaint is the third eye. Like, am I the only one who just thought the like CGI and graphics in this just kind of looked like a step down, like a cheap knockoff? Like, and from start to finish in this movie, when you get done, you're kind of like, so how does this move the needle in the Marvel storyline, like, at all? Because unless I missed something, and maybe I need to do like a deep dive on Marvel Cinematic MCU Multiverse of Madness Reddit or something, but it just didn't really seem like the movie did much. It just seems very forgettable in the grand scheme of things. To me, Doctor Strange 1 was just such a good origin story for this character, and the second one just feels like such a forgettable train wreck of a ride. I don't know, it feels just kind of like a filler adventure, like an episode of Naruto. And this isn't to say like the entire movie's bad, like it's for sure entertaining. And now we get to the post-credit scene. Like, I don't exactly mind the post-credit scene being a bit of a cliffhanger, like, you know, having the end of the movie end on this cliffhanger of him getting the third eye from, you know, the evil Doctor Strange. But why go ahead and ruin it with a post-credit scene of this who knows what? I actually had to look up who this is, by the way, because I didn't know. But why would you build all of the suspense and like hype around this giant moment at the end of the movie and then just like kill it off with an end credit scene? And I get there's all good people going to be raving, "Oh my gosh, Sam Raimi is so good. Have you seen the Sam Raimi Multiverse of Madness?" I don't care about who's directing the movie. Just please make the movie good. So yeah, in short, this movie just seemed, how do I put this, forgettable. It's just a very forgettable movie. Yeah, I get it's an entertaining movie. Like, it'll keep you entertained, give your eyes something to look at for 2 hours. But just, this doesn't really do much for any sort of storyline in Marvel. It's the end of the video, and you guys probably thought you got away from seeing this scene forever. Well, you didn't.